Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mums and baby dads, we're here, we're live. Welcome back to another episode of Take It to the Rim podcast with myself, Rods,
AKA
Nets have killed me,
Hey, wait, where's your top blood?
AKA we'll get onto that
Oh, you said last week.
soon. AKA,
No, last week you said that you're bringing it this week.
AKA, he.
Whoa, that's 4
oh
weeks.
my day, yes, my day.
I can't lie, look, this is what I'm gonna do, yeah. Just because is mad, I'm just gonna have to wait for the whole of June.
You got fine.
I'm gonna wait for the whole of June. That's what I'm gonna do.
Shit.
We can leave it like that. I'm gonna wait for the whole of June.
Remember,
Is that fair?
nothing on top, nothing under.
I
Can't cover this
I
shit
ain't
up.
coming here naked. I ain't coming here naked.
Yeah, pause that.
No homo, innit? Got a pause on that.
I want T-shirt that underneath and that other than that. Boy, AKA, hey, AKA got me. He caught me red-handed.
You know, you try to slide through that one like no one noticed.
I'm here myself, cool, and we've got Clipper Cam in the building.
What's good? What's good?
Come on, we have Mr. Memory. I couldn't remember the drink that he drank.
Yo, it's mad. You get to this age, it's peak, bro. Aye.
Got man like Ellie Jules here. You know what I'm saying? We got Team Cancun in the building. We all out here. Come on.
Get it. I'm still on holiday, man. Let me live,
So
bro.
you're still on holiday.
No one chat to me about negativity right now. I want positive vibes. Look, I got my drink in my hand.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I need. This is what we need. So cheers to Cancun, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Okay, so people have been talking.
Talking a lot.
A person has been talking. A player has been talking.
Mighty tough, man.
Someone said it, but I agree with that person.
But it wasn't me.
It wasn't me, but I agree with that
Yeah.
person. All right, cool. So the man who talks, well, one of the biggest talkers in the NBA, Patrick Beverley.
Yeah.
Now, just when Stephen A. Smith asked me about the history of CP3, I swear down that made me laugh. No, because it was like, what's the history? So he's gone to a LeBron camp.
Yeah.
Steph Curry was his roommate. Then he was like, went on the court. He was like, yep, Steph Curry was my roommate. Then he was like, killed him. Absolutely destroyed him. I swear that I was laughing because it looked like he wanted to growl, bro.
He's an animal. He's an animal, so he did want to grab.
To enlighten you, Jules, Patrick Beverley went on ESPN. He done a whole tour, bro.
I can't believe they did this, you know.
I was honestly
get
trying
down.
to avoid it so you can enlighten me like you enlighten everyone else, innit? Because I've been seeing the clap back he's got, and I was like, you know what? I'll wait for the pod. Break it down, Rods.
So he's gone on ESPN, Get Up, Get Down, everywhere, bro. He done a world
Get
tour.
up, get down, get along.
And he was talking about the Suns, Chris Paul in it. Mainly Chris Paul.
Christopher.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's
Sorry,
a- it is
that's
a
not his name no
Christopher
more.
thing, yeah.
There's no Chris Paul. There's no CP3. No,
no.
it's Christopher Emmanuel Paul. That's how we address this guy from now on. So he was giving him slander, which I fully agree with. By the way,
Yeah.
because he shouldn't be protected from this. No,
He had a stinker. We can't hide from it. The facts are he had a stinker.
and Patrick Bev, he was going on saying like, "Rah, you man can slander KD, you can slander James Harden, you can slander Simmons,
facts.
you'll slander Embiid, if it was Jimmy, you'll slander him. Like all these guys, you'll slander. But when it comes to Chris Paul now, there's a safe haven. I don't give a crap if he's the president, bruv. I don't care. You have to get slander him even more.
Yeah.
Like he deserves slander, and it's not saying on a disrespectful thing where this guy is not a great point guard at all. No, not to that extent. No, it's just slander for the stinker he had. He had 5 bad games in a row. 5 bad games and they beefed. They touched up your family, and you didn't do nothing about it on the court.
That Chris.
Do you know how crazy that is? Someone has touched up your family on Mother's Day.
Ouch.
On Mother's Day, and
Ouch.
and what do you do to repay them? Have a stinker.
We did
Stinkers.
We did speak about it on the pod. We did speak about it, and I was one of those people who said there's no way Chris Paul's gonna allow all this to happen for him to then go back to Dallas and Phoenix and not win out, and he just didn't. And you know what? I don't want to really talk too much about Chris anyway, because this is more about Beverly than Chris. But yeah, he didn't show up, and rightfully so. He's been getting shit for it, as every other NBA player does. When KD was getting clamped by Boston and the boys, we were getting onto Rods, we were getting onto KD. It was facts. It was happening. Innit?
How am I getting more slander than Christopher Emmanuel Paul?
Good point, man. Good point.
There's not only here, but even people that watch it, they were slandering me more. I said, wow.
Rods can't even walk down the street anymore about someone taking the piss.
No, it's peak.
Just getting abuse from everyone, bro.
Let's go into some of the things that Beverly said.
So he was also saying Devin Booker, like, what kind of start is he? Is he 5-pointed or 6-pointed start?
Damn.
But you know, because he's like, what has he done before? Because really and truly,
It's a good point. No, it's a good point.
it's a good point. What have they done before? That they went to the finals. That was their first postseason.
Yeah.
In how long? Like, but that's before. But I'm saying with Devin Booker,
Yeah.
that's their first postseason.
You're not wrong.
And then next season, what we expect them to, that happen, but come on, like, Miami went to the finals in the bubble. Their next season, what happened? Cool.
Yeah.
So we can't say, all right, they got to their first season, boom, and no way. So that's one thing. What else is he saying? About James Harden, Supermax.
I wasn't even going to do that. Talking about Chris Paul, the things that he's saying about Chris Paul.
About Chris Paul, yeah.
He said that instead of DeAndre Ayton getting benched, it should have been Chris Paul.
I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie. Mm-hmm. I can't lie. Shame me if you want. Come off me if you want. Argue with your dad if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a good approach.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
it wouldn't.
Not with their
because
bench,
Campaign was also playing us.
That's what I was gonna say.
No.
Depends who you're bringing in.
Let Campaign go on because he was out here. He was out here talking with the best team. Remember, I told you I don't want him to be talking.
I know. I hear what you're saying. LeBron said to him, "Be humble." Innit? I understand what you're saying. However, if Chris Paul was playing like us, Campaign was playing like unwashed us. You understand? Like there's a difference, and to the point where Campaign was genuinely benched for a lot of that player series. He was struggling to get court time.
And that's the problem,
Bro, in one of the last videos that they had of them like warming up, like messing around before a game, doing that handshake shit.
Yeah.
Campaign weren't dressed. You notice that he was wearing CDG Converses, bro. He weren't about to play. He weren't doing nothing. So that's fact. That's one thing that Beverly said.
I'm so happy that happened to him. By the way, I'm so happy because that's what I was rooting for.
Chat shit get banged, didn't it? But then not only just that, he then started talking about Chris Paul's defense. And
he was saying Chris Paul is a cone.
He called him a cone,
and
that was what the reaction I've been seeing. I saw the Danny Green thing where Danny Green was bringing up like where he had 11.8 points, in his series or his 6 games against the Grizzlies, and he was a cone.
Listen. Pat Bev didn't lie though, bro. You can go back and watch the footage. Chris Paul was defending how Luka defends. Where if you dribble in any direction hard enough, his 2 feet are planted. He's not going anywhere. He's not sliding laterally. And people say it could be because of he was injured or whatever. From when he turned 37,
did say that as well. He did say that I'm waiting for an injury to come out.
He did. Of course, it came out. But listen, from when when Christopher turned 37,
Christopher.
When he turned 37, he turned into a different guy. And understand,
that's the thing.
As a Clippers fan, it's tough to watch him perform like this in such a big stage, bro. This is, first of all, it shouldn't have gone to Game 7. Yeah. It shouldn't. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want to me. That Phoenix team that won 64 games, I believe it was,
64,
should not be in a 7-game series to Dallas. And shout out to Dallas for getting their shit together, because I had you guys losing. I didn't even think it was going to go 7. I thought it was going to go 6.
Oh, there's so much I need to say about that series, isn't it?
But
after this topic,
but the whole situation with Pat Bev and Chris Paul is just ridiculous to me. Pat Bev's obsessed. He is obsessed. I said it before when he was doing all the taking the shirt off, waving it around, throwing it in the crowd after they won. They won a play-in game. You know, and they as a team they played well against Memphis, put up a good fight.
Yeah.
But Pat Bev weren't really the catalyst in that. I'd say he might have had one good game. He wasn't doing nothing with Ja at all. And we're talking about a guy who he thinks he's DPOY. You know, he thinks he's DPOY all the time. You know, he wasn't doing a great deal. Chris Paul had a stinker. He was putting up Pat Bev numbers. I think let's really talk about that. I understand that there's a difference between the kind of players, and I agree with Pat Bev that Chris Paul is 100% shielded in everything, because the second that one person said a bad thing about him, and I think it's more the way he did it as opposed to what he was saying, because I don't think anyone will disagree that Pat Bev was. No one will come out and say, "Oh, he was lying, he was chatting shit." No, I don't think anyone's going to do that. It's just the fact that, bro, he as a pure hater, he got up early and traveled to many different talk shows to hate on one guy, bro. That's crazy. That's insane.
You gotta look. I always look at someone like Pat Bev, bro. Like, as a basketballer who isn't like one of the most offensively gifted or defensively gifted, I don't think he's. I think he's average in it. To keep himself relevant, sometimes you got to do things like this. Like, people know who Pat Bev is, and also that I'm not saying this is a bit off topic, but what I'm gonna say is, like, he might not be doing it just purely on a basketball basis. Like, people do this stuff for their own self-gain, which gets them all out there, which, do you know what I mean? It gets people talking, and it gets people knowing who you are, and somehow his name's credible enough for us to be talking about it, and everyone else to be clapping back. Do you know what I'm saying?
They've been saying that ever since that, people are like, oh, they should give this guy a talk show. Don't be surprised if he ends up on one of these shows.
That's exactly what I'm saying. There's always motives.
That's a good point.
Just real quick, how many times has Pat Bev been a defensive player
Never.
of the year nominee?
I don't think.
Nominee.
I don't
Just
think.
as a
I don't
nominee.
think he's ever.
I still don't think.
Maybe 1 year in Houston, time ago, before he injured Westbrook. But honestly, it hasn't been. There's always other candidates, and if we're being honest, guards always get snubbed anyway. Not saying that I don't think Pat Bev is he's an interesting defender, because we understand that defense is like 99% will. Really, it's about how much effort you want to put into it. Really, that's why it's not for everyone. We see that. I don't know if he's a top tier defender in the league. I can name probably 4 guards I'd rather have defensively than Pat Bev. Do you want me to name them?
Yeah.
Give me Drew Holiday. Give me Marcus Smart, the flop. Give me Lonzo Ball. He's a great on-ball defender. Caruso's probably a better on-ball defender than him. Mikal Bridges in some, huh?
That's already even 4.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges. If we're really like, he's C6. I mean, he defends point guards and guards. I'll give him that. There's there are a few guys, but Beverly's just one. He's a Chihuahua, isn't he? He's a loud guy, a small loud guy, which makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Beverly was 6'7", it would be a problem, but
He
he ain't.
The thing is, to me, I see a not a discounted version, but a smaller version of Tony Allen in him. You know, where Tony Allen used to talk so much shit, but I mean, I used to see Tony Allen make a lot more plays. The best defensive play I've seen Pat Bev make was when he was on the Clippers and we were playing the Lakers, and he had that strip on LeBron, and then
that was a game-winning strip.
But that's bro, and I can't. That's big time defense. I won't deny that. But at the same time, when we're talking about Luka cooking people, Luka was cooking you too, bro. Luka cooks everyone. This is the thing.
That's what everyone else.
Luka
is.
cooks everyone.
This season, Luka didn't score on him.
On Pat Bev.
Yeah,
Yeah, but how many times?
28 possessions, didn't score on him once. Because he said it. He said Pat Bev. He said Luka didn't score on me this season. Last season, 100%. This season, he didn't.
I mean, when Pat Bev was on the Clippers, we played against Luka twice, innit? And Luka was giving every single person in the Clippers jersey. Luka was giving Ty Lue buckets. Like, everyone with Clipper affiliation, Steve Ballmer on the bench was getting buckets as well. Everyone was getting cooked. So I know at some point, I mean, he was. Maybe not this year specifically, but I just don't like the fashion in which he did it. I have no issue with what he said. And I agree that, like I said, Chris Paul is definitely surrounded. Because how can one guy say one thing and all these guys jump to your defense? But then, where were the guys defending KD when KD was getting slander? Where were the guys defending Kyrie when Kyrie was getting slander?
You have to understand, CP3 is the people, the NBA players, head or whatever it is of Players Association. So I feel like
he was. I don't think he
Yeah, but and so what?
I just feel like, because people look to him as almost that father figure in the NBA, it's like you almost want to protect. I don't know why so many people have come. I'm trying to think it through.
It's a bum licking thing. Genuinely,
I'm trying to think it through
I don't
because
agree with that. Listen. This is basketball. not what you do off the court. This is about purely basketball. Your performance, it has to get judged.
The way that-
and if you have a stinker, you have to get criticized. I don't care if you're president of the United States of Basketball Association. No, if your performance sucks, you have to get slandered and you have to receive it and just grow from it. I don't care. You have to receive it.
You have to receive
You
it.
have to receive it. It's not fair. You have to receive it.
Yeah.
Because this makes no sense. Because
Yeah.
what? I'm sure Kyrie was what vice president at some point. He still got.
I
slander.
think Kyrie is the president now. I'm
and
not joking.
he's still getting clapped left, right, and center.
100%.
So
Pause.
you have to, pause. Yeah, but it's like,
Aye, yo. That's up there with one of your biggest howlers.
but it's
bro.
like you have to, like, you get the slant. You have to. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? It makes no sense. He had a stinker. That's it. The way, like, if Pat Bev said it in a more calm way, where it was like, you know what, Chris Paul had a bad vibe, like, it was in a calm manner, but he came on a madness where he kept on going on now saying Chris Paul's a cone. This is how players the NBA feel. Like, when it comes to Chris Paul,
He's
like,
been
he ain't
said.
guarding nobody.
He said people have felt like this for a while as well.
For a while.
which is interesting because I haven't heard anyone say it. And in my head,
I don't think anyone's going to
Chris
say it.
Paul's always been a good defender in my head, bro. Like from early, I feel like he might. I'll have to check it out, but I feel like he has all defensive teams.
I think
his locker.
like his last like great defensive season was that year on the Rockets. Then from then he just played his role. Like, defensively, he done what he needed to do. Because then after that, at the Thunder, he was he done what he needed to at the Thunder. He played well, he done that cool. And then going to the Suns, done well as well. But then once I think not everyone's LeBron in it. You 36 going on to 37. It's just, and the thing is, it's not too crazy that a 37-year-old point guard is not a good defender.
Honestly,
anymore. It's not crazy.
I mean,
Like,
it's also not crazy that a 37-year-old is not the same level of player
yeah,
he was
because
at.
he ran out of
27,
gas.
30.
That was deep.
Yeah.
After he went 14 out of 14 game 2,
He
was
used it all up, man.
He said, I'm gonna head out because that was it, and he ran out of gas.
Chris Paul has 9 NBA all defensive teams.
So we can't say he's a cone, because if he's a cone, that make defensive teams like that.
I agree. In
I
recent
think,
history, he could definitely be a cone. I'm
I
not really
do think that
gonna argue that.
I do think that when it comes to a mismatch, like for example, if you're a wing like a Paul George and when you got Chris Paul on you, 100%, because
That was so fucking fresh, bro.
yeah, 100% because Chris Paul.
was
I mean,
so
because sorry, not Christopher. Paul George is what 6'7", 6'8",
6'9" sometimes.
6'9". He's 6'9", 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
He's 6'8", 6'9". If he gets the ball in the post on Christopher Emmanuel Paul, who is 6
You man are
foot,
mocking it, bro.
right?
He
just
probably
6
isn't
foot,
as well, but yeah.
and he gets that. That's even if he just turned back, 100%.
Yeah,
Like,
cook food.
and it's not to say that Chris was a bad defender. It's a mismatch.
Yeah.
Is a mismatch.
Yeah.
The height difference when it comes to guards now, cool, different story, because he does a decent job. He has before done a decent job on
Yeah.
Steph, even though Steph has broken him down a few times. But it happens that if you play good enough defense, at some point you're gonna get broken. It happens. So I'm not saying it's wild. I think
Yeah.
bigger players, bigger skillful players, can hunt for that mismatch because it's
100%.
like, okay, this is light work.
And the reality is, like I said, Luka literally cooked. I haven't seen anyone really lock down Luka apart from Kawhi a few times in the playoffs. He definitely doesn't. Kawhi doesn't. Never
Again,
does
this
it
is
for a
why
series.
we have to give so much credit to him, Paul George, especially Kawhi, though. 2 back-to-back years, you've seen the damage.
See what happens to the league when the Clippers ain't around to keep Luka quiet, man.
Yeah, because that was an agenda as well. That's an agenda there that the Clippers protected the league from Luka.
We saved you guys, man.
Because the year that they don't face the Clippers, where's Luka? Western Conference Finals.
That's crazy.
Already.
So that's actually a mazine. Like,
And
goes
we're
to show Paul
talking
George
like-
inquires his kryptonite.
Yeah, but we probably made him better as well because he had to play.
Yeah,
play
because
He had to play
look at the
him.
defense he's playing against year in and year out. Like Kawhi and Paul George.
It's not even just Kawhi and Paul George though. We're throwing Kawhi, Paul George, Terrence Mann.
Yeah. You're just throwing so many bodies.
Every single player we have, Nick Batum, everyone was guarding Luka. Marcus Morris,
Yeah.
everyone was guarding Luka, bro.
So from that experience, it's like, all right, this is the best that they can throw at me.
Yeah.
So if I don't have this, the only thing that can stop me is me. Like, realistically.
That's probably what he clocked, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because realistically, the only way that's like is if he's actually missing shots, really and truly, or if he's taking a ton of bad shots where it's okay, cool, one has fallen, maybe the next 7 will.
Say the only thing that can stop him is him. Andrew Wiggins has something to say about that.
Oh yeah, but that's a different thing. When we go into that, because that is also a different thing I want to say about that. Like the way the Warriors are, what they're doing to Luka. We'll get to that.
We got to come back to that
I've
one.
clock signed.
Yeah.
But Pat Bev was going in. Danny Green chipped in saying that he's a cone too, but he said he's a cone to Luka.
Everyone is,
and he's like, yeah, and it's like, okay, but no one's stopping Luka anyway. So kind of what you said, Danny Green, is not all that, because you're saying Luka, you're not saying the league. You're saying one person who would cook you too.
I'm so curious as to what and do you know what it is? I feel like because Chris Paul's, like you said, been in the league for so long, he's well respected by a lot of guys. And if we're being honest, Chris Paul's one of the all-time greats, 100% one of the all-time great point guards as well. So I feel like it's disrespectful. I think players themselves take it personally when you're saying, well, we know this guy is one of the all-time greats. You can't talk about him like that. And like I said, it's not what he said. It's the energy. Bro,
yeah.
Patrick Beverley has shown us what it means to be level 10 hater, bro. Because I
100%.
like, you know that the pic where the guy's like, oh, shout out to my one of my biggest haters. Bro, that's Pat Bev, bro.
That is actually Pat Bev.
Early in the morning. I guarantee you Pat Bev did not sleep, yeah?
He came,
after that game, he's like, nah.
Hey, Bob,
Pat Bev went,
I'm going to the
he went
studio
past
tomorrow.
that. He went to the funeral, came back a year later just to make sure and see, all right, cool. Yeah, you done. Yeah, that's what he did.
Might have even dug him up, opened up the grave just to double check he's done, bro.
And is like, yeah, the manner he said it is what was nuts, and everyone was kind of going off, and you know, Damian Lillard was firing back too, and a lot of people was. And to be fair, like I know Damian Lillard was firing back, and I hear it, but I can't lie, Damian Lillard and defense don't agree with each other either. So I'm just like, if more defensive players came to the rescue, cool. But it's a lot of offensive players as well. But KD, I think KD also said something or agreed. I don't know about what Pat was doing. I can't remember. I thought I saw something, but. Yeah, the manner that Pat Bev was just going in and
just
completely
very aggressive, man. Like, just
yeah.
I'm now, because I now think about how, like, if you go back and watch it, yeah, just watch his face, bro. The guy is angry as he's talking. But like, what are we angry about? One of you even said one of your biggest ops, yeah, just had a stinker. Why are you mad, bro? Like you should be happy.
True, though. You should be happy.
But the guy, obviously,
he's angry that people didn't get on him, innit?
No, he's angry that he that CP gets love. Like, if we're being honest, Pat Bev don't get no love in the league. Let's be honest. Apart from his teammates, no one else is really showing him love because he's an annoyance.
He keeps himself relevant, though. That's what I mean. Like,
it's funny, man. I found it so funny, so very funny. Man.
But you know what? What I really liked about Pat Bev, just obviously to round things up as well. What I really liked what he done is that how he challenged certain analysts and journalists as well, because like Brian Windhorst. He was talking a lot, and people were talking a lot and everything, and he was challenging them too, which is what I like to see, because sometimes these reporters, they just be talking out their ass. No one challenges them. When Pat Bev was challenging them, they were all freezing. Like he had them on.
What's this? I ain't had this before.
Frozen, yeah, and it, like, fam, it was good. I'd like to see more players like especially what like JJ Redick's been doing as well, where he's challenging them.
Yeah,
and
I like JJ Redick.
It's good. You got to challenge them because they're talking out their ass. You got to expose
That's who
them.
they were saying. Actually, they said that JJ and Pat Bev should have a show together.
100%. I think that would be a really good, because they go back and forth.
No, JJ Redick's so level-headed and calculated, and Pat Bev's just wild.
Level-headed until he hears nonsense.
Yeah, then he loses.
When he hears nonsense, then he was like,
for fuck's sake, again.
Yeah, and it's like it's a perfect balance in it. So. Yeah, man, but it'll be very good to see. Yeah, we understand Pat Bev did come on a mad thing. Some things I agree with, other things right in it. You know, so
just stop being a hater, man. Just work on your game, innit? Like, work on your game. Tell Cat to stop talking shit. You know, there's so many things that the Timberwolves should be concerned about. I feel like Pat Bev should not have had that much energy to be flying around like a bad bee.
So I know it's off season and that, but fam, come on, bro.
That's true.